Welcome to Unscripted with your hosts Corbin and Colton. Enjoy the show.
Welcome back to the very first episode of the new and rebranded Unscripted podcast. We're here to talk NFL strictly in this episode. As always, we have my main guest, Corbin. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm finally back. It's been over a year actually. So
Has it
this
been?
is
I thought it was only half a year.
our first episode was last year in September. So
Wow, we are not very committed to this.
no,
Um,
but we are now. So
yeah, and for those of you new viewers or viewers that have come back from last year, Corbin is repping the brand new Unscripted merchandise. He's got the white rope hat on as well as our sweatshirt. So we do have merch. We'll talk about that later on. But we're gonna get right into it. We got a lot of NFL to cover since we're kind of jumping back into this in the middle of the NFL season. So we got a lot to catch up on. Corbin, what's the first topic we're going to be talking about here going into the NFL season of the 2025-26?
so I just want to give a quick rundown of like what this whole episode is going to be doing. So if you're interested and you can hear what we're talking about, you can just skip forward to the video of what you want to hear about. But we're going to be starting with the Bengals versus Jets game. And then we're going to do the Browns versus Patriots, and then the Packers versus Steelers. So each week we're probably going to do 3 to 4 games when we go in depth about the box score and everything, and talk about like each team's performance. But I just think doing like 5 or 6 games it take up too much time, and some games are like blowouts, especially last week where the only game that was close was the Jets game, which was
Yeah, there's a lot of
yeah.
one-sided blowouts. I mean, it was also
But
a lot of NFL teams had buys. I think it was like 6 teams on a buy last week. So
yeah. But we're gonna talk about those 3 games, and then we're going to talk about the Cam Scotabo injury. Hurt my soul. We're gonna talk about if the Bills are legit or not. We're gonna talk about if the Ravens can, regroup and with Amari coming back, if they're able to pull through this season and somehow make the playoffs. We're gonna talk about the Colts and their record and their upcoming schedule. We're gonna talk about the Chiefs and if they're actually legit, if they can stay healthy, are they gonna make it? Are they Super Bowl contenders or what? And then at the very end, we have an NFL tier list where we're gonna rank every single NFL team in a certain category. So yeah,
which is where
that's
most
what.
of our coverage is going to come from.
Yeah,
In this
that's probably
first
gonna be
episode.
probably a solid half hour of us talking about
Yeah,
the tier list.
yeah. Let's do it.
But all right.
So let's dive right into it. So Bengals Jets. Jets are no longer a winless team. Justin Fields finally got credit, and we saw in his locker room speech afterwards. Well, not his locker room speech. He was talking to the press. He found himself crying in his closet because he didn't think he was going to be, given another chance really at all. So they're finally in the win column. I thought it was a great game.
It was really good.
I'm a very big believer in Justin Fields. I don't really think he's as bad as people may seem. I think if you're a quarterback for the Jets, you're just not going to do well. Like we've seen that in the past like 5, 6, maybe you can even say 7 quarterbacks they've had. I mean, literally, I mean, I can't. They have been bad basically my whole life. I mean, they really have not been good. I mean, obviously when Rodgers got there, he got hurt. Darnold when he was there was never really that good. He goes to Minnesota, he's really good. Well, before that he went to Carolina and he wasn't that good. Then he goes to Minnesota, he's great. Goes to Seattle, our division, he's doing really good with them. Um, yeah, and I think the Jets as a whole, like they've put up, I think they have what they put up 30 in this game. I think they put up 30 in their first game, and like when Justin Fields is out there, they score like I think it's like 27 plus points or something like that. Like their offense is
Well,
not like bad when Justin
with the
Fields is on the
exception of
field.
the London game, that game was very painful to
Yeah,
watch.
yeah, with the exception of that game, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, go ahead. What did you think? I mean, I thought Joe Flacco has played well. I think he's kind of given them a little bit of hope to maybe go on a playoff run as long as he plays somewhat okay, doesn't turn the ball over. But the Bengals defense is terrible. So
Yeah, I mean that's the issue. I don't really think it matters how good Joe Flacco plays because his defense will give up 40 points to a team that isn't known for their offense, or I mean really isn't known for anything because they're 1-7. But in general, giving up 39 points to anyone is not good. Um, but the Bengals have been doing this. There's been multiple games where they lose because of their defense, not their offense. Especially with Joe Flacco when he came over. Um, I think it was a great acquisition for the Bengals to get Joe Flacco. I mean, I don't know any other option that was better for them to get in the middle of the season like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, and he balled. He had 225 yards and two tutties. Like, you can't really complain about that. They ran the ball really good. It's just this was a pure offensive game, and it just so happened to come down to who had the ball last.
Yeah.
And the Jets scored, and they scored with a lot of time left. There was 1 minute and 54 seconds left when the Bengals got the ball back. I thought the play calling, of course, this always happens when like they go down the field so easily the whole game, and then they have to do this 2-minute drill, and it's just totally different play calling. I mean, they had a 3rd down and 9 and got no yards, and then left themselves with the 4th and 9. And even the play call, if he threw the ball short of the first down anyway, so even if he would have caught it, he would have been short.
Yeah.
So I mean, I agree with you with Justin Fields. I don't really think Justin Fields is that. I don't think he's bad. I think his only issue is holding on the ball for too long. I will say that, but
Yeah.
I don't think like he can throw the ball if he's capable of sitting in the pocket and throwing a good pass.
Yeah, I mean, there's an argument that, like Caleb Williams is kind of in the same boat right now, at least. I mean, Caleb Williams, he's talented, but right, he's not consistent. But yeah, like him and Justin Fields are very similar to me because I mean now if you put Justin Fields in Chicago, which I don't know, I just think they're pretty similar. But go ahead.
Yeah, Breece Hall balled out.
Yeah, Breece Hall was big.
I think they need to use him more if they want to do this more. If they want to score, like you said, 27 or more points per game consistently, they need to run the ball at least 25 times a game. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Because when they have to go to their pass, which fortunately worked because they're facing the Bengals, but if they're facing a good team that has a good secondary and they can't run the ball for some reason, like they're injured on the O-line or that it's just how the game's going, they can't run.
Yeah.
And they have to rely on throwing the ball, like it's just not going to work. And Breece Hall is a guy.
Breece Hall is a good running back
that can give you 100 yards rushing at each game.
Absolutely, yeah.
But Ja'Marr Chase continues. He had 12 receptions. I mean, he's clearly Joe Flacco's favorite target.
Yeah, hey, he's down there somewhere.
So my question to you is, do you still believe the Bengals can make a playoff run?
I don't know. Have you seen the odds for that division? I don't know if you've looked since the weekend. So the odds have now shifted since the Steelers loss on Monday night, and the 2-5 Ravens are favored to win that division right now over Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
and then
that's
because it's Ravens, Pittsburgh, and I don't know what the plus minus. I'd have to double check. And then Cincinnati. There's obviously a chance because offensively they have so many weapons that are really, really talented, and as long as Joe Flacco doesn't turn the ball over, they can score. I just don't like. They're very similar to Dallas, except Dallas's offense is so good, like is also like really, really good, but Dallas has the worst defense in the league by far. Whereas Cincinnati's defense is really bad, but it's not as bad as Dallas, but it's still really bad. So it's hard when you're asking it's different from Joe Flacco and Dak Prescott asking, hey, let's go. We got to score like 35 a game. And even when they do, they scored 38 and lost. So, yeah, it's that division is so weird because looking at the AFC playoff picture, I'm pretty sure like whoever wins that division, I don't even know if they're going to really get a second playoff team in that division because the AFC West is stacked right now as far as those standings. So, yeah, I mean, I don't want to say they're out of it because, I mean, theoretically, if Lamar comes back and they don't win enough games, Pittsburgh kind of keeps playing how they are playing and Bengals just kind of start playing better at defense. I mean, there's a chance. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like, what do you think? Do you think do you think Pittsburgh is a legit team, or do you think Pittsburgh's just kind of like meh? Because their defense has also been pretty bad too.
No, I don't think Pittsburgh is that good of a team. Especially their defense is one of the highest paid defenses in the entire league, and they're allowing way over 20, 24, 25 points per game with whoever they're playing, and that's not what your highest paid defense should be doing.
Yeah.
Their D line is I mean, their D line is, it's T.J. Watt, Cameron Hayward. I mean, you would think
a bunch of guys.
Well, yeah. I mean, Jalen Ramsey, who in my opinion is not as good as he was.
Yeah.
Also hurt. But they're paying these guys all this money, and they just gave up 35 points now again to a good offense and Jordan Love. I mean, Green Bay is a really good team, but they do it all the time though. I mean, and Aaron Rodgers is just like they're I feel every time I watch their offense, it's just weird.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, like they have DK Metcalf, but they kind of it's like I don't know. I just think Aaron Rodgers doesn't fit on the Steelers, and I don't feel like he fit on the Jets either. I felt like when he was on Green Bay, he should have retired, but I know he wants to play more. But I just think like this league is becoming a young quarterback league. So with the exception of a couple of quarterbacks like Matthew Stafford, I don't think Aaron Rodgers is good enough to like compete in the playoffs compared to like these younger quarterbacks like Lamar, like Patrick Mahomes, like, and I mean that's common sense, but just also the team that he's on too. Like his defense is giving up all these points. He's not capable of putting up that many points.
Yeah.
I mean, his offense isn't that great either. He has DK Metcalf, Jalen Warren running the ball, but like O line's not great.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. I mean, I just mainly wanted to talk about this game to get your opinion on the Bengals and if they could really maybe make a run for the playoffs. But I don't know. To me, it just depends. Like if they can, I mean, I think their ceiling is like 10-7.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if like I mean that's not. I don't think it's I wasn't their division.
Yeah. Well, and I
But
think the last thing I'll say before we move on to the next topic, is like what you said about like Aaron Rodgers not being on the same level as those kind of quarterbacks that come playoff time is very true. I haven't seen. I don't know why I haven't heard more of that in the media. I do because I watch a lot of whether it's First Things First or Cowherd or whoever it is. Um, but I mean, yeah, I mean Rodgers is just like he's just kind of he's been mid, I guess you could say. Like he hasn't been great, but he hasn't been bad. His numbers are okay. Um, and he's not like he's had a couple, but big plays. He still has like the big arm strength and that kind of stuff. But I don't think if you put the game on Aaron Rodgers' shoulders, like in a playoff game or maybe even down the stretch, later in the season, I don't know. I don't really think he is on par. I mean I do think he fits with Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh just kind of needs a quarterback to just like not turn the ball over and give them like 24,
well,
25
the
a game.
dude's got
But
the
their
dude's got
defense is
such
not
an.
helping them. So
I mean, he also has such an ego, but that's a different conversation.
yeah,
But he is very selfish, high ego. But
yeah. Well,
hey,
and
man,
real quick before we move on to the next topic, I do want to discuss this because it's not like breaking news, but it came out earlier this week as the trade deadline approaches. So Kirk Cousins started in place of Michael Penix Jr. On Sunday against the Dolphins, and the Dolphins just obliterated them basically. Tua with one eye, with his black eye or whatever it was,
CTE
obliterated.
got to his eye.
Yeah, obliterated him. So, and then you would think after that Kirk Cousins is not gonna, he's gonna be, he's gonna be really, upset with himself. No, he instead comes out to the media and says, "Hey, I want to be a starter somewhere." After putting up 3 points against the Miami Dolphins, who have 2 wins. So, I mean, I saw that and I was like, well, the only place that would make sense for him to even remotely get an offer from would be Minnesota, because Carson Wentz is now out for the year. JJ McCarthy I don't think they actually trust him at all. At this point, he came in, he didn't really play. He had one good quarter, and then they were like, "Oh, he might be the guy." And then he came back the next game, wasn't very good again, got hurt. They put Carson Wentz in. They were really bad. Now Carson Wentz is hurt I mean, and JJ McCarthy's gonna be available next week, and they're still looking for a veteran quarterback. I mean, is that the mentor JJ McCarthy? Maybe, probably. Is he that good? Did they seriously just get rid of Sam Darnold, who's now playing for Seattle and is really good, and he's only like 28 or 29, and still is in the middle of his prime, and now you have this guy JJ McCarthy who might not even be good enough to play in the NFL or be a starter in the NFL, I should say. I mean, I don't know why. What did you think of that? I mean, that's the top trade deadline story right now on ESPN. So
Well, yeah, I saw that too, and I thought to myself, Kirk, you had your interview for that starting job on Sunday, and you blew it completely. So I don't know what world he's living in. I mean, I'd be very surprised if any team, even Minnesota, makes a move to get him because I still would rather have JJ McCarthy as my starting quarterback than Kirk Cousins at this
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
But yeah, that I saw that and I was also confused on what I just read. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, just for context, so the Falcons put up 10 points. They had a garbage time touchdown at the end. But Kirk Cousins was 21 for 31 for a buck 73. No touchdowns, no picks. His QBR was a 35.5 and his pass rating was 81.8. I mean, it's just I don't know. There was nothing I saw watching that game which made me go, yeah, he could still be a starter. He just kind of not like washed. I mean, he looked like he could still throw the ball, but start for somebody?
but
I don't know.
you got to look at the other teams in the league and who their quarterbacks are.
Yeah,
Like even the teams that aren't good right now, they are very young
Saints,
quarterbacks. Saints, they're starting a rookie quarterback this week. Who
Tyler
knows how he's
Shaw.
going to play?
Is it Tyler Shaw or Shaw? I think it's Shaw, right?
I don't know. I'm not going to pronounce it because I don't want to I don't want to embarrass myself.
But
But either
anyways,
way, I mean, there's a lot of the quarterbacks are already in their prime or they're young and up and coming. And when you have a quarterback like Kirk Cousins, who's just literally in the middle, just mid, he's old and he's mid. Like he's just not the definition of a starting quarterback.
yeah.
But anyways, let's go to our next game. The Cleveland Browns versus New England Patriots. The only reason why I have this written down is because I want to get your opinion on the Patriots. They're 6-2 currently. To me, I think they can finish 12-5 to 13-4 because of their schedule. Because their schedule is very easy.
Yes, their
Um,
schedule is very easy.
Drake May, I mean, he had a pick, which obviously we all saw the throw. I mean, he threw it to a freaking defensive end.
Yeah,
He said in the post game he forgot that you could jump, which it happens.
yeah.
But he still balled out. I mean, 18 of 24 for 282 and 3 touchdowns, like 135.8 QB rating. Like,
Mm. Yeah, well, so and just for context, so the Patriots' upcoming schedule is Falcons, Bucks, Jets, Bengals, Giants, Bills, Ravens, Jets. So I know that was a little quick, but
I lied. His QB rating was 67.5. I totally lied.
yeah.
But still, that he still played a really good game.
So the interesting point, well, the interesting part here is going to be their next 2 weeks. So they play Atlanta, which hopefully should be a win, and then they play Tampa. So that's a big test.
But I think that Atlanta game is going to be closer than people think because they're so desperate. And Michael Penix is also playing.
Are they though?
I
Atlanta got
think the
blown
game's
out
going to be close.
by Carolina, and then they got blown out by Miami.
Like I would take the Atlanta spread for that game for sure.
Yeah,
I think they're favored by 5, and I would take Atlanta to cover that.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, so I mean, they have a lot of winnable games, especially because they still have the Jets twice coming up.
Yeah,
They
that's
have
what I
the
mean.
Giants coming up. And I don't think people gave them enough credit for going into Buffalo and beating them and beating the Bills earlier in the year. Because we're going to talk about later on whether or not we think Buffalo is legit. Um, I don't want to spoil where I am on that, but I think the Patriots are absolutely legit right now. I mean, they're on top of their division. They have the second leader in the MVP conversation right now, Drake May. And so I was watching First Things First, so shout out to Nick Wright for this one. But a lot of year two quarterbacks have done some pretty incredible things. I mean, year two Russell Wilson won a Super Bowl. Year two as the starter Patrick Mahomes, he won he won a Super Bowl. Year two Brady, I think he got to the Super Bowl, I'm pretty sure. So it's not uncommon for somebody in their second year of starting to be really, really good. I mean, Joe Burrow, when he played us in the Super Bowl, was only in his second year as a starter. So, I mean, the Patriots are a team to watch out for. And this is 2 hours ago on ESPN. Pete Schrader came on the Pat McAfee show, and he said that the Patriots might not be done making moves because I don't know if you saw earlier today they traded one of their D tackles to the Giants. I'm pretty sure for a 6th or 7th round pick. Um, so that happened today because obviously as we're getting closer to free agency. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. What do you think? I mean, we're gonna talk more about each individual team when we get to the tier list. But I mean, I think they're legit this year.
Yeah, I totally agree. I don't think a lot of people saw this coming. I mean, obviously, I mean, last year I was always high on Drake May, but you give the kid time to throw the ball, and he will throw a perfect ball. He's a really good deep ball. I mean, he has pretty good wide receivers. I mean, they're not freak. They're not. I mean, eye catching. I mean, and it's weird because they do this. I mean,
Stephon Diggs.
They have Stephon Diggs, but they don't use him as much as you think they do. He had 3 catches the whole game.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, he only has 1 touchdown the whole year.
Yeah.
So like, it's really not. It's really Kayshon Boutte. It's always usually Matt Collins. Like those guys, Austin Hooper. They throw the ball to Ramondre Stevenson sometimes, but Stephon
Yeah.
Diggs, like you would think he'd be wide receiver 1, but I mean, to me, I don't think he's wide receiver 1. Rather, but I'm not saying not that he's washed. It's just that's the way he's using that offense, but it's working pretty freaking well for him. So I'm not gonna criticize them for that. But
Yeah.
if I had to say anything about the Browns, is that I don't know when they're ever going to be good with Dylan Gabriel as quarterback. He had 21 completions for only 156 yards, and he had 2 interceptions. So
Yeah.
I and Kevin Stefanski, I think, is so ignorant. Anytime anyone asks him, "Hey, what's the thing? What's your thing with Shadir?" He's like, "Nope, just instantly, just nope. We're sticking with Dylan Gabriel this week."
Yeah.
I mean,
So this should be a bigger headline what you're talking about right now, because the Browns at 1 o'clock coming up. I think they have a bye week this week. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me make sure. Yeah, they have a bye week this week. But that following Sunday, November 9th, they play the Jets at 1 o'clock. If there's any time to start Shador and see if there's anything there at all, it would be then. Because you saw Joe Flacco, you traded him. You've seen Dylan Gabriel, he's been terrible. I mean, you have Shador on your roster. Might as well put him out there, at least to see, because the Browns have no idea what they want to do at quarterback. And I don't know how a team like them is supposed to get more than 4 or 5 wins if every other game it's quarterback roulette in the locker room. So I think that's a great point. I think, we'll see kind of going into next week. We'll see what the vibes are coming out of their locker room in the bye week and that kind of stuff in those workouts. Because Dylan Gabriel has been terrible. He's been awful.
yeah. And it's like they sign practice squad quarterbacks, and they put him in the quarterback 2 spot as a backup quarterback instead of Shadir.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't know, like, because I know they don't see anything Dylan Gabriel. There's no way. And I thought watching this game for sure, I'm like, he threw that second interception. I'm like, okay, they're for sure putting Shadir next week. And they asked him, and just like straight up stubborn, just nope, we are starting Dylan Gabriel next week, no matter what.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he could throw 5 interceptions and they would keep him next week at this point.
Yeah,
But
I don't know.
I think the Patriots are definitely a team to look out for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Speaking of Aaron Rodgers, what we were talking about earlier, let's go to our final actual game coverage. The Green Bay Packers versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know why no one's talking about him in the MVP conversation, but I think Jordan Love is top 3 MVP candidate right now. He had 360 and 3 tutties against Pittsburgh, who, highest paid defense. I mean, I'm not saying the defense is good, but throwing for 360 is pretty freaking good. Tucker Kraft had a crazy game, 7 receptions, 143 yards. They didn't run the ball too good, but I mean, didn't really have to. Aaron Rodgers, only 219 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. I mean, he didn't play bad either. It just came down to that the Packers defense got stops and the Steelers defense didn't. And it's like at this point, if the Steelers want to get stops on teams, they have to create turnovers. But I'm not even confident that they can do that. Like I just think offenses at this current time are too talented for the Steelers to really keep up with them, especially when Jalen Ramsey's hurt. I mean, they have some injuries on defense for sure.
Yeah.
I'm surprised TJ Watt. I mean, I'm not wishing on his injury, but I don't think he's missed the game yet. And usually he likes to miss some games.
That's
But no,
true.
I mean, the Packers. I think Jordan Love should 100% be in the MVP conversation, and no one talks about him because they're the media. Um, I think the Packers are a top 5 team right now. I mean, I was a little iffy because they tied with Dallas. Um, again, Dallas scoring 40 points and still not winning because their defense is not very good. Um,
There's
but
a
not. I mean,
what a joke of a team right now.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I mean, I think the Packers are a really good football team. I think they're a pretty complete team as far as complementary
yeah,
football between
oh yeah,
offense and defense. Um, I think Jordan Love is really good. Um, Unfortunately, with the way the NFL is right now, I don't think people are going to say that he's in the MVP race. I'm pretty sure odds he's not even in the top five.
I mean,
But his
but
numbers
I
are
mean,
really good.
they had
Um,
Patrick Mahomes up there even when they were
well, that's
they
because
were
of
1-2, 1-3. They had him
Mahomes'
number one.
last 3 to 4 games have been just
Yeah,
absurd
I'm
numbers
not
wise.
denying that, but
Uh,
even when they were 0-2 and he was not playing good, I mean, and I know it's 2 weeks in, but they have him like top 5 already. It's like the media doesn't is like I don't. They're allergic to not including Patrick Mahomes in their
yeah,
headlines.
no, yeah, it's the name. Um, as far as Jordan Love's numbers go, he's got a 71 completion percentage right now with 1,800 yards and 13 touchdowns and 2 picks. So it's good. Passer rating of 112. It's really good. I'm not gonna deny the fact that he's a really good quarterback. The problem is that like after like the top 3 or 4 quarterbacks, 5 through 8 or 9 are pretty close as far as rankings go. But I mean, I think as like an audience, you want that though. Like you want that to kind of be the case. So then that way, when those quarterbacks match up against each other, those games are really really good. But this should be an interesting watch. I know it's the Panthers, but they do play Carolina on Sunday at 1. Now Green Bay's home, so they should take care of business, even though Carolina's 4-4. But I mean Carolina, they're 500. They're a team that doesn't get really any media coverage. I mean, Bryce Young hasn't even really been that healthy, and he hasn't really been that good. But they're 4-4. But yeah, a very very big statement win for Green Bay. Love outplayed Rodgers like he should have. They're the better team. The Steelers defense really looked bad in that game on Monday night. So yeah, they definitely need to look into that. And I think Jalen Ramsey should be coming back soon from that injury. But yeah. So we got a couple more things we're gonna talk about. We're reaching about the half hour mark. So we kind of have glanced over some of these topics, but we'll kind of go quickly. So the Scadaboo injury is what we're going to talk about next. For those of you who watched it live, uh, just gruesome, horrible, and you never want to see that. Um, I mainly want to talk about the effect on the Giants as of right now, because it's not even just the Scadaboo injury. It's also the fact that they lost their best wide receiver as well, and Malik Neighbors. So now their season goes from, all right, can we be okay? Can we maybe compete? They had that big win against Philadelphia on a Thursday night to let's just see how good Jackson Dart actually is. He's got
Yeah,
no Scatterboo, no neighbors, and he's just got to go out there and try to perform. And unfortunately, their schedule, their opening portion of their schedule was relatively difficult. But I mean, they play the Niners on Sunday at 1, and then they have Chicago, and then they got to play Green Bay, then Detroit, then New England. So
yeah, it's tough.
their schedule, this is the hardest stretch of their schedule right here is probably these 5 games. You could argue it was Philadelphia, Denver, Philadelphia with the Chargers,
I mean,
Saints,
it's
and Chiefs in
just
there, but their
there's
schedule's brutal.
yeah. I mean, their
Um,
schedule in general, and I'm telling you, this Jackson Dart being in this position is really going to pay off next year when they have everyone healthy, and
and
he's
hopefully
been
they have
through.
another good
He's
draft.
yeah. I mean, because they're going to have a top 10 pick. I mean, I think it's pretty guaranteed.
Yeah,
They're
at this
two and
point they're
six
playing
right
for
now,
next
and
year.
um, but Jackson Dart. I mean, I love Jackson Dart. I mean, he hasn't. I think he's definitely proven himself. I mean, I think the first game he came in, they won against the Chargers. I really wasn't sold that much. because it's called like the new attitude in the locker room. You got a new quarterback, everyone's hyped up. So I'm like, okay, look, what's gonna happen in the next week? So they lost the next week, but when they faced Philly,
Yeah.
his performance against Philly really caught my eye, and I'm like, okay, this kid's legit.
Yeah.
He can beat you with his legs. He throws deep balls a lot, which I love about him. Even he did that in college too. He's known for his deep balls. But I think the more he plays, especially in a position like this where he's an underdog all the time, he doesn't really have anyone around him to really help carry the load. I think he has a really good opportunity here. Now, obviously, he's not going to say like, "Oh yeah, we're not going to make playoffs," and I think we all know they're not going to make playoffs. But I do think, even if they lose to these good teams, man, I mean, if they just fight and compete and just haven't prove himself, because we all know what can happen, man. I mean, I really hope the Giants don't move on from him at any point within the next like 3 to 4 years. I think you could tell even from the first game. I know I said like didn't really catch my eye, but you can tell there's something about his attitude and the
Yeah.
way he goes along that he likes winning. And that he did that a lot in college too. He always says, I hate losing. I'm not used to it. He said that after the loss last week. They faced San Francisco on Sunday, like you said, and San Francisco's coming off a loss.
Yeah, I mean their next 5
But
games are.
I think they're gonna make that game close, man. Like I really do think, with everything they've been through, all this adversity, like when a team not a lot can stop a team that comes together after adversity.
Yeah,
Um,
actually, I mean,
I don't think they're gonna win, but I mean I could see it being a 3 to 6 point game by the end of it.
yeah, it
Honestly,
is actually.
especially if Mac Jones plays again. I mean the Giants. This is another thing. Their D line is probably top 3, top 5 in the NFL.
Yeah, so
With
this is
Brian
actually.
Burns on there, Dexter Lawrence. I mean, I don't think it's going to be anywhere near a blowout. I think it's going to be very close. I mean, if the Giants sneak away with a win on Sunday, that would be. I mean, again, that's just Jackson Dart showing that he's legit. But yeah, I mean, I that injury definitely sucks. It was awful to see, especially with Malik Neighbors going down a couple weeks before.
Yeah.
But I think this is also a good opportunity for Jackson Dart.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting. Like the ESPN Bet Sportsbook odds actually has the Niners favored by 2.5 points.
Yeah, I
So
agree
and
with
normally when you're the home team you get 3. So I mean they're saying it's gonna be a close game and the matchup now I don't know this is according to ESPN analytics, but it's got 56% chance on the Giants winning. So I thought that was pretty
Really?
crazy. Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, all right. So honestly, with with what we're going to talk about, as far as teams we're going to be mentioning, we can kind of cover that in the tier list.
Yeah, let's
So
just do the tier list now.
we
Down
got
for
we
that.
got 32 teams to cover here. All right. So welcome to the tiers. This is kind of how we're going to be showing, well, displaying how we are ranking each team as far as the season goes and unfolds. These teams will kind of move up and down. I think what I'm going to end up doing is once we complete this, I will take a screenshot and then we will put it up on screen as we complete the tier list for the following week. And as each team comes up, me and Corbin will have a few minute discussion, figure out where we want to put them, and hopefully come to an agreement. If not, then we'll let that go forward. So starting off with the Saints, I don't even think I need to say anything,
Nope.
or you need to say anything. They're going to go straight into number 1 pick contention. I mean, they're throwing in Tyler Shaw at this point. They need a quarterback, so they got to go from there. Miami, where do you have Miami, Corbin? They're an interesting team. I don't want to say they're number 1 pick contention.
I got them at mediocre at best.
Yeah, I mean they're not young but intriguing. I think they're just mediocre at that point. They have some talent, but their talent, especially somebody like Tyreek Hill, is probably going to retire. Maybe we'll see. I don't want to assume anything, but yeah, they've got a lot of work to do, and them signing to that contract and being stuck with him is probably going to cost them. But now a team that we have a lot to talk about is the Baltimore Ravens. And I know, Corbin, you wanted to make a point, at least, where do you think the Ravens are? They're next. I don't know why I just closed this down. But their next, I think it's 4 to 5 games are very, very winnable. And then after
I
that,
would
I
put
think they
them.
got Pittsburgh twice and Cincinnati twice.
I would put them at. I mean, where they're at right now, I have to put them at potential wild card.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely say that's fair.
Like in their current position now, maybe we check back 7 weeks later. I don't think they're going to be there. But I think right now they're 2-6 with Lamar Jackson coming back.
2-5, 2-5.
I think 2-5.
Yep.
And you have to, I mean, Lamar Jackson, we know what he's capable of doing. Their schedule is getting a little bit easier. So if they can train him some wins, then I think that's a good spot to put him.
Yeah. So their next 4 games are absolute must-wins. You got Miami on a Thursday night game tomorrow. You got Miami. Then you got Minnesota, Cleveland, and New York. You got to win those 4 because you win all 4 of those, you're 6-5, you're a game above 500, and then your divisional games start up. So there's hope because these next 4 games of their schedule are really easy, and Lamar will be coming back. But then you got Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Patriots, Packers, Steelers.
Yeah.
So it's gonna come down to those 3, the Bengals, Steelers, Bengals games. If they can get a clean sweep, go 2-1. The Patriots game will probably matter a little bit for seeding. It'll probably matter more to New England. But yeah, I don't mind that ranking. I think they'll be fine when Lamar comes back. I don't think they're going to go on any crazy playoff run. I don't think this is their year. Their defense doesn't look that great. They looked better in their most recent game, but they were playing the Bears, so I don't really know how much of that is a statement. The Bengals, I almost want to say they should be number 1 pick contention.
No, I'm
but they're
going
to be missing a playoff. They're a missing playoff team. It's mainly just Burrow's not there, and their defense is what it's been, in a nutshell. So going forward, we got the Broncos. I want to hear where you are on them first, because I know some people are really high on them, some people not so much.
I think you just have to go playoff team here, because they're 6-2. They blew out Dallas. I don't know if I would consider them Super Bowl contenders. I think they need more experience before we put them in that category. And I really don't think they're as good as 6-2. But I think playoff team is a good spot. I definitely think Super Bowl contenders is a reach.
You think it's a reach? I don't think it's a reach.
I think it's a reach.
So they have one of the best defenses in the NFL, one of the best coaches in the NFL, and Sean Payton. Bo Nix is really good. Now he's had his moments, but again, it's early on in the year, second year. Like I said, same name with Drake May. They can absolutely go and make a run. They can make a run for sure. They're not scared of Kansas City. They weren't scared of Philadelphia. I mean, they can beat anybody. It's very, they're very week to week, I'd say, but the last 2 weeks they've had pretty consistent performances. But yeah, I think playoff teams, as of right now, going into week 9, is fair. All right, New York Giants. After we just talked about them for a little while, we won't spend too much time. I'd say they're the young but intriguing. They've got some picks coming their way. Minnesota, we also kind of talked about in this episode.
I got them
probably just a missing playoff team. You could almost put them
honestly,
here.
Honestly, I would rather do mediocre.
Because I don't even think they're going to be that close.
I don't think so either.
I think they're mediocre at best at this point. Again, they might have like them. I don't want to say they're in the same quarterback situation as Cleveland, but like they don't know what they're doing at quarterback at this. Like we said earlier. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they actually like J.J. McCarthy. I don't know. I think they just. I don't know. They're a really big question mark. All right, so I'm gonna try to be we're gonna try to be as not biased as we can here.
I think it's fair to put them at Super Bowl contenders.
I mean I agree. Some people,
I don't think anyone really has them as their favorites.
somebody,
Now it's
it's
media,
fair
but
if people want to put them here and put them in playoff team, that's fine. I could totally see that if you think other teams in the NFC are better, because like we're gonna get to some more NFC teams in here. There's a lot of NFC Super Bowl contenders, I think, compared to AFC. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think we just got a corner from Tennessee. Matthew Stafford's playing at an MVP, level right now. I think he's fourth actually in MVP voting.
yeah, which I
Um,
think he should be higher. I mean, he has 17 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions.
yeah. And we have the experience here. We won one already with McVay and Stafford, and Puka's gonna come back and be great. Hopefully after this bye, Devontae Adams is really good. So yeah, I mean, there's no reason for us to not be considered a Super Bowl contender. But we have our flaws. At the end of the day. So
Yeah,
um, now Tampa is interesting.
I don't know.
So
I
what
want to
is the
say play.
situation on Mike Evans? Is he done or what's going on?
Oh,
Is
he's
he
done. Oh, he's done.
he's done, right? Okay, yeah, that was
He's done.
his leg. So um, Baker for a couple weeks was like favored to win MVP. I mean
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think they'll be a
they're
playoff team.
they're gonna win their division, so they're gonna make the playoffs.
I'd say if we did this a couple weeks ago, we'd probably have them up here.
Yeah,
Um, but I think they've kind of come back down to earth. They're a really solid team. They're well coached. Um, if you want to argue they're here with the Rams, I could totally see that too. Um, Detroit,
I
um,
think yeah,
I think they
I
could
would put
be
them
in
in the favorites. I would put
either
them
of
in the
these.
favorites.
I'd probably put Detroit over us as of right now. I
I
mean,
mean, since week 1, I mean they've been playing flawless. So
yeah, and they've got the edge over us anyways because they beat us in the playoffs, and golf is really good. I'm not
yeah, yeah,
gonna sit here and slander golf. Amon-Ra's awesome. Their defense is really good. They're really well coached. They're aggressively coached. They love to go for on fourth down. I really like their roster. And they're definitely a team that you don't want to give home field advantage to in the playoffs. The Chicago Bears. I
I got
know.
them. I mean, maybe potential wild card, but
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
don't
I
think
mean,
I'd put them that
that would
high.
be their ceiling, though.
I mean, they're 4-3 even after losing to Baltimore. Let me look at their schedule here.
It's the
So
thing, though, they just lost to Baltimore though without Lamar, so
yeah, and it was probably their
I'm I'm
worst.
I'm cool if you put them with missing playoff team. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, well, it was absolutely their worst showing. So the Bears are in a weird spot because they got Cincinnati, the Giants, and then Minnesota, which could all be wins. And then they got Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Green Bay, Cleveland, Green Bay, Niners, Lions. So the end of their schedule is very hard. So unless they're going to beat some good teams later on, I think they're going to miss the playoffs. I think they're going to be the 8 and 9, 7 and 10,
Yeah,
team. Um, yeah, San Francisco.
I I
Um,
I had them in the playoff team.
I would I would just I don't know, man. I want to say they're a playoff team, but I mean, they're gonna be a playoff team. I think they'd be a wild card though. I mean, they had to be a wild card because if we're winning the division in this tier list. Um, I don't know. I'll let you go on the Niners first because they have so many injuries.
No, I mean I
And
agree with that. I mean, like you said, I mean Fred Warner's out for the year.
yeah,
Um, Brock Purdy's been out for a lot of games. Um, now I don't think Matt Jones has done a bad job at all, but it's just I don't know, man. I mean, I think potential wild card is good. I mean, they're definitely a playoff team, whether they win the division or not. But
yeah, yeah. I mean, they have so many injuries, and Mac Jones is kind of coming back down to earth. I think he's got 8 touchdowns, 5 picks. And like Jackson Dart in his couple starts has 8 touchdowns, 2 picks.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, I mean, I think at this point it's so much for them to overcome. I don't see them. I think they'll win enough to get in. But like when we play San Francisco again, it'll be a close game. But I think I mean that's a must win for us. We got to split. Philadelphia, we don't even got to say anything. The big question mark with them that a lot of people are talking about is the fact that they just had their best offensive game without AJ Brown, who obviously is a bit of a drama queen. But Jalen Hurts has played flawless. Saquon Barkley had his first huge game. If as long as their offense is kind of moving and grooving, I don't see why they can't get back to the Super Bowl. They have a very very good roster.
Yeah. I mean, their offense has been pretty questionable over the last couple of weeks because I really don't think their offensive coordinator is that great. And I think Eagles fans can agree with me on that. But when their offense is on, man, they're on, and it's very, very hard to stop their offense. They can come at you with passing or running, whether it's Saquon or Jalen Hurts. They have the wide receiver room to kill you. Yeah, man, I think if their offensive coordinator decides to wake up when it matters, I think they can for sure get back to the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah. So the Las Vegas Raiders, yeah.
Yeah.
They're booty. Geno Smith
Packers,
is not running back.
no. Yeah. I think we put the Packers at Super Bowl favorites.
Really?
Yeah.
I
think we have to.
I think that's fair for right now. I think they could very easily be. Let's see how they play against Carolina, and then we'll have because they've been up, and then they've been and then they've been whoa, they're really good, and then they've been
We'll see because Bryce Young's coming back. So
yeah.
Washington,
I think they're gonna miss the playoffs. I think they're
Jay Daniels isn't healthy enough.
Yeah, they're kind of similar to Cincinnati, where the Commanders' defense. I think it was Daniels' first year, like his rookie year, where obviously he was really good. But everyone also thought that the Commanders' defense was also going to be really good with that. Like they had some names on that D line, and their secondary was pretty good, and they were okay. Same thing now. Like their defense is okay, but now their offense is just not good. I mean, they just don't have Jane Daniels, and Marcus Mariota is okay backup at the most. So yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty fair. Arizona, I don't know. I feel like I'd probably put them here, not because I don't think they're mediocre. I think they're young, but at the same time, it's like parts of their roster are
cool
pretty
with putting them at
mediocre.
young.
But I don't know.
I'm
I almost
cool
feel
putting
like
them
these
young.
tiers should be switched, but
I mean, yeah, but I think to speed things up,
Oh.
I think we should get all of our number one pick contention teams out of the way.
okay. So what? Jets,
So the Jets,
Titans,
the Titans, and that
Cleveland,
that's
probably.
Cleveland, yeah. So those 5 teams are good.
Yeah, those are definitely the worst teams in football. I'd say, well, let's go out of order here. Let's go Dallas. I think Dallas is just, I think they're I don't want to call them mediocre because their offense is so good. Their defense is all the way down here, but
I would just say
their offense, we'll put them in the middle here, since we kind of talked about that. We also did talk a little bit about both Pittsburgh and Buffalo. So I don't know where you have.
I don't know. I would put
these
Pittsburgh
teams.
at potential wild cards maybe.
Yeah, I think that's the
Buffalo right now. I feel like I mean, I guess you could put them at Super Bowl contenders, but they really haven't proven. I mean, I'm cool if you put them in playoff teams because I feel like they haven't proven anything. They've been the only good team they've been is Carolina, and Carolina didn't have Bryce Young.
Yeah, Buffalo
If you
is
look at
really
their
interesting
schedule,
to me.
The two teams that they faced that were very good, they lost.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as you like the reason why people say the Bills are really good, you go, well, why do you say that? Well, they have Josh Allen. That's it. That's their main reason. I mean, there's been plays recently too. I think it was last week even where Josh Allen's holding on to the ball for like 20 years because he thinks he can make a play. He's really good, and he's deserved MVPs before. But as far as right now this season, I can't put them ahead of other teams in the AFC right now. Atlanta, I think they're mediocre.
Yeah.
I think Penix is. I don't know. You don't really know what you're gonna get with him. Plus, he was hurt.
I actually like
He's
Penix, honestly.
He's a really weird quarterback. Really weird quarterback. As of right now.
The next 2 teams, I think they put them in the same category. I think we put them with us at Super Bowl contenders for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely argue Seattle's playing really good football.
I don't know how you can. I don't know how you disagree with that. I mean,
and the Patriots are also playing really good football. The Texans are kind of a sleeper team because of their most recent performance.
I know.
They can
So
kind of get hot here. Their offensive line finally played a really
I'm
good
okay
game.
with putting them at potential wild card.
Yeah.
For now. But if they lose next week, then they are not going to be there next week on the podcast. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Chiefs, I think we know where we're gonna put them. I mean, when they're healthy, pretty freaking good.
Yeah. They've got the receivers back. Their offensive line's playing good football. Their defense is playing really good football.
Yeah.
Um,
You still have Patrick Mahomes. So
shout out Rashid Rice. I won my fantasy game this week by like 0.02 points. So shout out Rashid Rice. Yeah. So
Chargers, I think you have to put them at potential wild card. I don't know, because they're in the same division as the Chiefs.
Well, right. That's what I'm saying, because this is what I was mentioning about the AFC is that, I mean, the Chiefs, because right now the Chiefs aren't winning the division. Denver is. Denver's ahead.
Okay, but I'm looking at these
So,
categories as if like
right.
don't-
This
you
isn't
look
like
at the
tiers.
Chargers and you think that they're
Right.
a playoff team for sure.
Right. I think they're a playoff. I mean, they probably are. All three of them are probably gonna make it. Because that's gonna depend. Excuse me. That's gonna depend on whether or not the Steelers or I mean, whoever comes second in this division is gonna do something. Because the South's only getting a playoff team, and that's the crazy thing is that it's that division is so bad. Speaking of that, Jacksonville, I guess we kind of have to put them
Yeah,
here,
I would
but
put
they're
them
such a
there.
weird team. I mean, I think
that how they perform is how their quarterback performs. I mean,
yeah, I mean
Trevor
how
Lawrence has it in him, but it's just he's got to do it. That's it.
yeah, I mean how they performed against I mean they played like one of the worst teams in the league in London against us. So that was really whack. So two teams left. I want to save the Colts for last. Carolina, I think I think
you have
missing.
I would say put them at young but intriguing, but that it's nothing against them. I mean, I think they're 4-4. I think they're having
They're
they're
having a good year
exceeding
for
expectations.
what they should. Yeah.
And I think in the next 2 or 3 years will be up where the Broncos and the Bucks and those teams are. You give it 2 to 3 years. I think I like their coach. I just think like I said, they have to stay healthy. One, but obviously they're very young.
Yeah.
Which I think they're the perfect team to sum up young but intriguing.
Yeah.
It's nothing against their record. I think they're better than the Dolphins. I think they're better than the Vikings. It's just if we're going off strictly category here, I think that's where you put them.
Yeah. All right. Well, not last but not least, the Indianapolis Colts. I want to hear where you had them first before I go.
I think we have to win on Super Bowl favorites.
I would agree.
They can't be anything less. They're playing insane football.
Their best record in the NFL. Their offense is absurd right now, statistically. And Jonathan Taylor, I know I know the MVP is a quarterback award at this point, but he's gonna shatter some records probably. I think he has 17 touchdowns right now. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna double check that before, but
I think he has 14 right now. But Saquon last year in his entire year had 15.
You're probably right.
I'm pretty sure I am. So he has 14 touchdowns in 8 weeks, and Saquon had 15 in the entire season last year.
Let's see. Yeah, okay, yeah. So Jonathan Taylor has his numbers right now. Keep in mind, they've played 8 games, 143 carries for 850 yards and 12 touchdowns. First. Yeah, he has 12 touchdowns already in 8 games. I mean, that's absurd. And he's
gonna have a better season than Saquon.
He's gonna have over 1,000 by week 10 for sure.
I think it's if he stays healthy, knock on wood. I think that's pretty easy offensive player of the year for that guy.
Yeah, I mean this guy is oh yeah, because he has 2 receiving.
He has two
receiving touchdowns. So technically he has 14.
Total 14. But Saquon had 15 total last year.
Yeah. Well, I talk about a big game coming up. How about Colts Steelers on Sunday?
Yeah, that's interesting. We'll see. I mean,
in Pittsburgh
again. I mean, if we're comparing offensive defense, I think the Colts will score like freaking 40 points again. But
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah. But so that is the official Week 9 NFL tier list um, from us as we finish up here. Um, any final concluding thoughts for our viewers?
I mean, I'm curious to see where everything ends up after this week. If anything dramatic happens, or if we have a very dramatic change as well. Um, I think our tier list is pretty freaking accurate. I don't really see any errors in there, or maybe you can argue a few teams here and there if they're category up or down. But I I I think I think everything's pretty solid.
Yeah, I would agree. Um, if you have issues with that tier list, comment down on the YouTube video, and we will try to we're not going to respond directly in the comments, but we'll bring it up in a future episode. But we hope you guys enjoyed our first episode back. Hopefully you guys kind of like the layout. You can give us some feedback on that. Follow our TikTok, listed in the bottom left, and the Instagram in the bottom right. If you haven't already, Corbin is also again wearing our merch. If you made it this far, he's got the hat and the hoodie, which you can get whatever
Super
color you
comfy.
want. Super comfy, and Corbin claims that the rope hat is a golf hat, so he's gonna be wearing that when
Oh
he's
yeah, I
out
mean it's
on
definitely.
the
I mean I'll be repping.
yeah, on the golf course. So yeah, that is our NFL exclusive Week 9 coverage. There will be another NFL episode coming out again next week. We'll try and aim for Wednesdays, so then that way they can come out the day before the new week starts. And stick around. We're going to try and have an NBA episode out tomorrow. So for those of you who watch a lot of NBA as well, be ready. Go Lakers, by the way, even though we don't have Luka or LeBron, and Austin Reeves is our only guy who knows how to play basketball. So yeah, that'll do it for us. Make sure you buy your merch. We will have the link to that in the description of the YouTube video. And yeah, we will see you guys next week for more Unscripted.